Welcome back to Making a Difference. I'm Steve Strum. This morning we have LeAnna Cumber, mayoral candidate for the city of Jacksonville. Good morning, young lady.
Good morning. Good to see you.
So, you were busy last night.
Yes.
We are literally 12 hours removed from the mayoral debate where 8 candidates running for Jacksonville mayor on the 21st of March, which is in 2 weeks.
Yes.
To note to the producers, I counted and we got it. How was the debate? How did it go? I watched it, but from my perspective, it's different.
It was great. I really enjoyed it. And it was great to have my kids in the front row, Jake and Poppy, and watching me and cheering me on. But it was great because we actually talked some substance. It was a little bit tough because we had so many people on the stage. And so, talking about what we're going to do to reduce crime, talking about how we're going to activate the river and so forth. It's hard to do in 30 seconds, 60-second spurts. But I thought it was really good, and it gave people a view into all of the candidates and the qualifications. And so I hope it kind of got those undecideds off the fence, and hope that I was able to sway them.
8 people. That's a lot of people running for one office for mayor. I think usually you have 2, 3, 4. A lot of people. So there's a lot of really good ideas. I'm sure all the candidates have amazing ideas, and they all have a vision for Jacksonville. What are you doing or talking about doing for the city that differentiates yourself amongst that field of 8?
Yeah, I think one thing is my background. So I grew up in a bilingual household. I'm Cuban American. I am a former teacher, a lawyer, and I own an infrastructure financing firm. And so for the last about 12 years, I've worked all over the country getting federal and state funding for large infrastructure projects, everywhere from the state of Maine to Arizona to Port Canaveral. And so a lot of what we do as a city and a lot of where we spend our money and how we need to grow the city kind of rests in infrastructure. And we talked a little bit about that yesterday, but understanding how to leverage local funds to make sure that we can address the large $100 million projects, but also fix people's potholes. Because that's what people really, really want at the end of the day. People really want to be able to, raise their children in the best way they know how and send them to the best schools possible. They want to grow their businesses, go to school, enjoy their families. And so, taking care of infrastructure, that's a big part of it.
So being from Jacksonville, I've lived here for 20 years. I'm a South Florida guy. I compared when I relocated to Jacksonville, I did an economic study because that would be assumed some of the things that I do professionally. And I really looked at Jacksonville as being poised for this amazing opportunity, right? It reminds me of maybe Fort Lauderdale back in the 70s and the 80s, or maybe what Charlotte was before they did their whole downtown development plan, which really fueled both urban and suburban development. If you were to become mayor, what would, in 10 years, that vision of Jacksonville look like that you would want to bring to your constituents?
Yeah, we have such a unique downtown, and unique in that we are the only city between Richmond, Virginia, and Miami that I-95 runs through. So we have people driving through our city every day. We need to give people a reason to stop. We need to give people who live here a reason to go downtown. We have this incredible river and 22,000 boat registrations, yet there's nowhere to go. There's nowhere. And so what we need to do is get serious about downtown development by making it easier, not harder, to open a business downtown, to develop downtown. And we need to come up with a master plan as well. When you look at cities like Tampa, Fort Lauderdale, Charlotte, you name it, Nashville, they've had a master plan and they've taken care of their own house, meaning they've gotten the permitting set and gone through all the red tape and made it, easier, like I said, rather than harder. And so that's what we need to do, because our downtown isn't languishing because we don't have people who could go. We have hundreds of thousands of people driving through it every day. We have people who live around it. We need to focus on making sure that people can open their businesses and develop downtown, because without a core, the city just is never going to break through and reach the potential that everyone always talks about.
Oh, sure. And from an economics perspective, if you look at, Chicago, the Bean, right?
Yeah.
The first major installation of corporate art and what that did. Mm-hmm. You look at the Brickell area down in Miami.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, all around the
The
country, we
design
had
district in Miami.
that we had a, you
Incredible.
know, the mural thing, which
Yeah.
actually my firm sponsored. If you look at the hands downtown,
Yeah.
that's that we did that one. You know, as we kind of wrap up this segment, what would you say are the top three things that you would say? You know what? I'm the mayor. One, two, three.
Yeah, we need to get a handle on our crime. We need to be proactive rather than reactive. And actually, today is a really exciting day because last Monday, the federal courts ruled that my raising the stripping age from 18 to 21 is constitutional. And so today, JSO is going to all of these strip clubs in the city and making sure that no girl, young woman under the age of 21 is dancing. So these are the sorts of proactive things we need to do to address our crime problem. We need to address our education problem. We have a 47% literacy rate in third grade in this city. And we cannot reduce crime. We cannot grow our city if we don't address those literacy rates and get serious about it from the top. And then infrastructure, and make sure that people's roads, people's sidewalks, the lights work, and we have, because you can't grow a business and have a good, safe community if the basic infrastructure isn't working. So those are my top issues to work on.
And if people want to find out more about your platform as they're deciding who to vote for on March 21st,
Yes.
2 weeks away,
2 weeks away.
how do they connect with you? How do they find out more information?
So they can go to LeAnnaformayor.com. And yes, so the election's March 21st. Early voting has already started. Early voting is super easy to do. There are 19 sites throughout the city. You can go to any of them regardless of where you live. So if you're at work and you want to pop by one of the sites, there's one, right here in San Marco, the San Marco Library. That's super easy. That runs through the 19th. And then the election is March 21st. And I hope to get everyone's vote, and we can really get this city moving and finally be a city of greatness.
Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
For all of those out there, anytime we have somebody running for political office or public service, we always want to make sure to offer this opportunity for people to talk about what they're doing and what their vision is. So anybody out there as the election's approaching, come on in, sit right here. LeAnna, thank you for coming in. If you'd like to take it away, why don't you have something to say to your potential voters?
Thank you. Well, I am so excited about this city. I know that we can reach, finally, not be a city of potential, but be a city of greatness. So I would love to get your vote on March 21st.
Guys, thanks for joining us on Making a Difference. If you like us, share us. Remember, live with gratitude.